this narrative that he is using dirty tricks to win, that he is dishonest. They're worried about this narrative sticking, and so he had to do something, his campaign had to do something drastic to change the narrative arc. I think they were kind of backed into a corner with this, and this was all that they could do.
Is this, this starting to wear with others? Robert, the pastor just now, and I, as we were talking, said, this is becoming a problem for some people in Texas. He was talking about Tea Party people, not necessarily evangelicals, but what do you think, Matt?
Look, I think integrity is an awfully important characteristic, especially when you're running as somebody with socially conservative values. And I think the campaign has gotten stuck a couple of times. It's not been helpful. I think in this case, Lou, what's really interesting is that Ted Cruz's own minister father was in the room where this supposed biblical reference was made. I have a feeling Ted's dad went to his son and said, this is not at all what happened.
Yeah. Let's turn to Jeb Bush. The New York Times today, along with other publications, I'm sure, but I happen to see the New York Times reporting on the $150 million and what he spent for a handful of votes, Rebecca. Your thoughts on what was not a very conservative management of that money?
It was not, and they started their campaign big from the very beginning. He was the front runner. They thought that they were going all the way to the general election, and so they built up their team accordingly. Now, they didn't have a Scott Walker problem where they ran out of money, so they were able to raise enough money to sustain their campaign. But really, it just goes to show you, Lou, that money cannot buy you a nomination. I guess that's probably refreshing for a lot of people to hear.
Right.
If you have a flawed candidate, if you have a flawed message, you can spend all the money in the world, and it just won't matter.
The inverse corollary at work here, Matt, right? The Trump campaign, most money, least spent.
Yeah, that's the thing that's the most amazing to me is Donald Trump is spending the least amount of money, certainly per voter, but just the least amount of money in aggregate too. And he's got a message, and he's got a message that's ringing true with people. And this is true in politics. People think there's some fantasy to all of this, but actually it really just comes down to, are you connecting to people where they are in their lives? And if you're not doing that, it doesn't matter if you have $100, $200 million, you're not going to convince them if they don't buy what you're selling.
We've got literally about 15 seconds. Since you're, very quickly, let me ask you, do you think Trump wins tomorrow and has a clear run from here, Rebecca?
Yes, I do. It's his to lose.
Matt?
I agree. Trump tomorrow, and I think maybe Rubio in second.
All right. It's going to be fun to watch, as always. This is the most, as the audience said in a recent poll, it's the most entertaining primary ever. Republican primary, I think they said. Rebecca Berg, Matt Slot, thank you both. Appreciate it.
Thanks.